What is up, New Life Youth fam? Let's angle this a little bit. There we go. How we doing today? Good to see you. Special video for you, and that video is camp. We picked our dates for camp. It is week 2, June 22nd to the 26th. When you go to camp.studentmin.com, all right, I'm going to pull it up real quick. All right. Camp.studentmin.com. And I typed it in wrong. Camp.studentmin.com. There we go. Pull it up right. There's a register button right there, right out in the open, and it'll take you to a portal that you create an account or get into and log in and register. But also on that site, if you don't click register here, what you can see is the weeks of camp that are available. You can also see all the forms and promo for the information leading up to camp. You can check that out there, okay? Any questions you have, packing lists, things, certain rules that they have. We will have rules of our own that we will implement, and there will be camp meetings coming up for those. I will get you the dates as soon as possible. But any information you need for camp can be found at camp.studentmin.com. Don't forget the .com. And you can register. There is scholarships available for families who maybe need a little bit of financial help. We have partial and full scholarships that we try to offer up. But please, that's for people that really genuinely need it. Not saying that any of you would try to get that without needing it. I'm just saying we try to keep that for people who really do need it, can't go to camp without it. And if finances are the sole reason, or even a top 3 reason why you're not going to camp, then we want to take care of that for you because camp can be an awesome time. Currently, we have Ben McPherson leading the group to camp. Alex Valdivia is the other boy leader. Currently, we do not have a girl leader solidified for this yet. So if any of the moms out there would like to go to camp and be part of this process, please let me know. We will get the background check and do all that stuff for you. And talk. So please let me know on that. But some of the things that I always implement when going to camp is I try not to be too structured, too rigid. It's meant to be a fun week, but we also want to keep people safe and we want to be respectful. We've had issues in the past with students causing issues for counselors and so on. I just have standby rules that you just respect every person in leadership, even if they maybe don't deserve it. This is not they have to show respect to get respect kind of a camp or kind of a ministry or a philosophy that we hold here. If they're in a place of leadership set at this camp, then we show them respect right off the rip, no matter what. And if there's any confrontations and things like that, please let a leader know. The students, I talk to them at camp at meetings leading up to camp. If somebody confronts you, a leader or whatever, over something you're doing, you sit there, you listen, you take it, and then you go tell a leader. And if there needs to be some sort of defense or some sort of conversation, the leader will handle it. We don't want students getting confrontational with leaders. I only bring this up because it's probably been one of the number one issues that we've had in the past, camper-counselor conflicts, as well as camper v. camper conflicts as well. We just ask that we respect everybody. We don't. Number one Brock rule that a lot of students would remember from back in the day when I was youth pastor full time was don't be dumb. And that kind of covers a lot of things. And I always tell students, if you don't know what that means, talk to your leader and be like, hey, is this a dumb idea? There's a chance that they will tell you and save you the trouble. Or, okay, they'll do the dumb idea with you. And then you'll kind of be off the hook if something does happen. So just keep that in mind going forward. We'll have camp meetings. I'll get those dates out to you guys. But please register as soon as you can. Week 2, June 22nd to the 26th. Looking forward to a great time. We take the van, the trailer, possibly 2 vans, depending on how many students we get. But that's kind of the information for you. The way that the week breaks down for any parents or students that are new to this, you leave extremely early Monday morning, and you will take the vans down to Spencer Lake Youth Camp or Spencer Lake Camp Center, Christian Center, whatever. I forget the exact title, but it's in Wapaka. It's on Spencer Lake. Duh. But you leave early Monday morning. They have orientation and certain services, but a day breakdown is you get up in the morning, you go get breakfast. You come back as a student, you will clean your cabin while your leader is at a leader meeting. When they come back, they will do devotions with you, and you want your cabin clean because they do a point system all week for color teams, and you earn points by having a clean cabin. I was always a little more rigid on that. One, because it was a little bit fun, get after the students a little bit, but two, it's a respect thing as well to the camp and to the people. We want to represent New Life well. There was a time where we had the nickname of Spencer Lake Convicts because of we always seem to have issues at camp. But we have a great group of students. I'm not expecting anything like that for this year. But anyway, it's just a fun little history lesson for you. But you do all that. Then what you will do is go to morning service together. After morning service, they have a giant camp-wide group game where you meet at your color team pole out in the field or wherever they decide to have it, and things like that. After that, it's free roam. There's snack stand, there's color team games, there's activities and tournaments. There's open swim, which you have to pass a swim test to get a wristband that allows you to go beyond the buoys. Things like that you might want to be aware of. But really, it's free roam. Leaders do their best to hang out with the kids, be active with the kids, go do things with them, but also 2 leaders to could be 30 kids going to camp. They're not going to have our specific leaders around them all the time. There are usually leaders all over camp. Some take it a little more serious than others, but I'm just letting you know that your kid will have free will at camp to do things. And again, there's probably lots of stories I could throw in on that, but I won't. But free will to do things and go around, which brings me to they probably will need spending money. That is something that we do not scholarship. However, we do encourage you to send your kid with a little bit of moolah because there's the snack stand. And in the morning, I think they still have the Speed the Light Cafe, which allows them to get specialty drink, coffees, things like that, that they have at the camp. We do limit phone usage. They have fixed phone reception up there, so phones can be used a little bit more frequently. Before, reception was super spotty and it wasn't an issue. Now it's obviously a huge issue to have phones at camp, especially in private quarters with other people filming things, photos, stuff like that, that we're trying to be really rigid. No phones are allowed at evening service. There's no reason to have a phone at evening service. I don't care if kids say, well, my Bible's on there. Well, you have enough warning now to buy a Bible and bring it to camp. Also, the church has free Bibles in the sanctuary that you can take if you are in desperate need of one, or we'll get one to you, whatever it takes. But we don't allow phones at evening service. It's a distraction. They're there to focus on God and the spiritual experience. There's fun time all day long. There's fun all day long. So evening service is about God, His Word, worship, praying with one another, altar time, all that stuff. After evening service, which comes after dinner, during that free time, they get to do all that, but they need to make sure that they eat dinner. And then after dinner, you kind of go back to your cabin, you hang out. It's pretty chill. Most people are getting ready for evening service. And then you go to evening service and they wrap that up pretty squarely most nights. And then there's snack stand afterwards, a little bit of hangout. Then you got to be back in your cabin by a certain time, and camp dad or camp mom, depending on what gender you are, they will come around and do rounds. You go to sleep, you wake up the next day, you do it again. The very last night of camp, the Thursday night before the last day of camp, they do the all-star games. So throughout the week, there's basketball games, speedball, soccer. Well, I think they still do soccer. Maybe some of those will change. Volleyball, things like that. That campers that do really well, they are selected by camp counselors to be in an all-star game where the camp counselors play against the students. And usually that night and the all-star games, especially the basketball game, is maybe 2 a.m. You're not going to bed till really, really late. They do allow you to sleep in a little bit on Friday morning, but then usually Friday morning we try to pack up as quick as we can and get out of there. Again, I'm not going to be there. Ben will be kind of in charge of that, checking out things like that. It can get bogged down though if you don't clean up right away and make sure you're packed and loaded up, because camp dad and camp mom have to go and check off every individual room. Also that Friday morning, there's camp cleanup where you get a sector of the camp where you and your dorm have to clean up a section of the camp. But yeah, checkout can be bogged down because if you get on the bottom of the list because you didn't clean your cabin up, you can't go say, hey, my cabin's ready for checkout, and they show up and you're still cleaning it and still packing. They won't check it. They'll just move on to the next one, and then you're at the bottom of the list. And it could be hours before they come around to your cabin again and check that off. So that can delay coming home. And a lot of times they have lunch on Friday. I used to skip lunch because we'd stop on the way home, or most of the time kids are so tired, they just want to sleep basically, and we get home as soon as we can. That was kind of the way that I did it after a long week. It's just nice to get home, but that's subject to Ben being the main leader of camp this year, how he would like to go about that. But that's a little rundown of the week of camp and what happens at camp. Things when it comes to packing, just want you to know, one-piece bathing suits. If you're wearing a two-piece, you got to have a shirt over it. That's camp rules. That's the way we rock it. It's just the way that it is. There's no talking back on that. There's no pushback on that. I don't really care about the modern culture and whatever baloney. That's the way we do it. One-piece swimsuits for girls. Guys, they have a camp rule where you got to have a shirt on if you're not at the beach. So that's the way that it goes. We rock that. We don't argue back. We do what they ask us to do, and we go with that. So make sure when you're packing, you pack that. Pack ample amounts of deodorant, wash, shampoo, towels. Bring a little tip. Bring a garbage bag. Not for wet clothes, but when your clothes are dirty. It's way easier to throw them in a garbage bag than pack them back in your suitcase, because most of the time you are sweaty, nasty at the end of the day, and your clothes putting back in your suitcase with maybe your clean ones, not a great idea. Let's just say any of you parents that do laundry, when they come back home, I'd wear a mask and rubber gloves to put that away. We've also had campers in the past forget undergarments. Not great. We also require students to shower every day because we've had issues with that, apparently. So we had to implement that rule. But again, a lot of these other rules and packing things and what to bring and what not to bring, stuff like that, is on the camp website, camp.studentmin.com, as well as in future meetings that I will have with parents and students on what to do. We'll get those dates to you. Register for camp. We'll catch y'all later. God bless. Let's have fun, New Life.